Hello again. We're back to do some more good stretching and alignment. Have a pillow nearby. You're going to lunge. You can do this without a pillow. I'm going to lunge like so. And if you lunge and immediately feel like your knee needs a little padding, tuck something under there to protect it. So in this lunge, make sure that your front foot is a little forward of your knee or right under it rather than behind it like that. We don't want that much pressure into the knee, can be harmful. So leg is forward. I'm going to stack my spine up and I'm going to try to think of squaring my pelvis so that both my hips are really facing forward. And then I'm going to drop into the stretch a little bit. I'm only going a tiny bit into the stretch. If I try to go further, then this might happen, which is not ideal because then I'm just pressuring my spine and I actually don't feel a stretch when I do that. So I keep my spine really long and I sink forward into the stretch this way, almost like if somebody was pulling both of my hips forward equally. And then a little trick is you can squeeze your glute of the leg that's stretching. You can put your hands on the back of your pelvis, try to feel that your spine is long, and I'm squeezing this glute right there. So that's my first side. Let me show you the second side for another little tip about alignment. So I've got my leg forward, heel is in front of my knee, and I'm going to sink into the stretch. And I want to make sure that as I sink into the stretch also that this isn't happening. So see how my hip is coming up? That's not going to help me stretch. That's just going to pressure into my hip. So I drop that down and then I sink both my hips forward, trying to keep my spine long. So I feel a really good stretch in the front of my hip. So I'm feeling it like right in here, all those hip flexors. I'm going to show you a more advanced variation of this that'll help get a little more flexibility. So you can stick with the other one or try this. You're going to tuck your back toes under. And I've got my hands down beside my front foot. I've still got my good 90-degree angle with my leg in the front. I'm going to take a breath in, and then when I exhale, I'm going to straighten my back leg such that my knee lifts off the pillow. I'm going to inhale, bring my knee towards the floor. It doesn't have to touch. And then I'm going to exhale and straighten it. Now the key here is that as I straighten my knee, I'm not letting my hips pop up in the air like this. That's a different thing. I'm imagining that somebody grabs a hold of my back leg and stretches it out behind me. So I just feel a bigger stretch in the front of my pelvis. Inhaling to drop the knee down, exhaling to straighten. And that will really open up your hip flexors. So all of those things that are pulling us forward and not allowing the back of our hips to work well. This is going to stretch out some really important muscles in the front of your spine that help with stacking your spine and keeping your posture nice and upright. So it's a really great thing to do as a break from sitting. Like if you've been sitting in the car all day or sitting at work all day or even sitting on the couch, you can do this stretch and it'll really open up your hips.